Hey guys, are we live? I think so. Bring up my desktop and I'll find out for sure. Let's see who we got here. It's just, I think I was about 2 minutes late. I apologize. So why are all my glasses crooked these days? Simpa says, Grand Risings. Eric and hopefully Shirley. Yep, Shirley said she'd be here this morning, right? Good morning, Sniper. Lee is here. Lee says, hi, Squirrel. Hello, Yogi. North, how are you? What's the plan for today? You went bowling yesterday, right? How'd that go? Lee says, hey, Lee. Lee says, good morning. North says hi to Lee. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite things. I'm going to talk about what I wrote about this morning and one of my favorite parts of the course. Maybe my all-time favorite course. Doing well. It was fun. One game apiece. Hey, what was your score? I was never a very good bowler. My brother and sister, my brother-in-law, excellent bowlers. My brother, really, really good. As a matter of fact, I think he thought about attempting like semi-pro at one time. I don't know why he didn't. Lee says, today's plan, clear, flat, unwanted bits, and then go river. $48 on 1-1 and 60 on last. 48 on 1 and 60 on last. Gotcha. Hey, Sissy. Grand Risings, everyone. Grand Risings to you. So we're going to go with the secret of all secrets. The hardest thing for us to figure out and the easiest thing there ever is to do. I don't know why we complicate it so much, but we do. Lee says, how are you, Yogi? I'm good. Lee, how about you? Lucy says, good morning. Let's do this before we do anything else, guys. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lucy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Lucy. I never sing in the morning. So that was just for you. Sissy says, good morning, Lucy. Let me put my shoes on, guys, as we talk. Lisa says, happy birthday, Lucy. Have a grand day. Lisa says, happy birthday to me. To me, she means to her. Hey, Hamlada. Hamlada says, happy birthday, Lucy. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you coming in, saying happy birthday to our friend. This afternoon, if you guys want to come on up and sing happy birthday to Lucy, I'm sure she would like that. Shirley says, happy birthday, dear Lucy. Good morning, Shirley. Sissy says, happy solar return, Lucy. One more shoe to go. So Course in Miracles talks about a holy instant. Holy instant is the acceptance of the atonement. The atonement, in the language of A Course in Miracles, is one of perfect peace. It's the acceptance of who we truly are in the moment. Atonement, at one moment. Atonement. So the important thing to remember, you need do nothing. Anything you do is another way of saying it. I need do nothing but not interfere. Non-interference. That's my number one rule for filming nature is least interference. I don't want to cause something to happen. I want to be witness to something happening. Hey, Skits. We punish ourselves for everything, every mistake. This is why I don't concentrate on positivity. I don't want to bypass anything. I want to fully accept what it is occurring within each moment, because if you shove it aside, then you are feeding the shadow. I'd love to have a conversation with Shirley about this one day, or I'm sorry, with Sissy one day. Feeding the shadow. Anything that we deny, any aspect of ourselves is it appearing within this moment that we push aside, and if we say that, positive thoughts only, it means that we are shoving a negative thought aside forcefully, which doesn't cause it to disappear. We're only putting in that big dark bag of shadows that we drag with us. Carl Jung says that we spend the first part of our life adding to that dark bag all those dark thoughts, all the dark projections that we refuse to accept about ourselves and others. We're projecting it out into the world. We keep adding it in the bag, adding it in the bag. We drag it along behind us throughout our lives. And then we spend the second half of our life trying to empty that bag, which is almost an impossibility at that point. Here's the key. I need do nothing. When peace comes at last to those who wrestle with temptation and fight against the giving in to sin, sin simply meaning to miss the mark, guys, mistakes. When the light comes at last into the mind given to contemplation, or when the goal is finally achieved by anyone, and the goal is always peace of mind, the goal is always recognition of love's presence, it always comes with just one happy realization. I need do nothing. And in the Tao they say, in the Tao Te Ching, I need do nothing, yet everything gets done. Here is the ultimate release, which everyone will one day find in his own way, at his own time. You do not need this time. Time has been saved for you because you and your brother are together. I need do nothing is a statement of alliance, a truly undivided loyalty. Believe it for just one instant and you will accomplish more than is given to a century of contemplation or struggle against temptation. Are you fighting an addiction of any kind? Are you fighting the ego? Are you fighting belief in a false identity? Are you fighting anything? Guess what? All you're doing is giving energy to a fight. You're giving energy to a fight. The truth, the one truth, as expounded upon in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Tao Te Ching, in the Bible. Let me bring up a quote in the Bible. I think everyone is familiar with this specific psalm. Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I am God. Be still. It doesn't say chase after and know that I am God. It doesn't say pursuit and know that I am God. It doesn't say do. It doesn't say fight. It doesn't say fight your way. It says be still and know that I am God. The ultimate prayer. Be still. Just be quiet. Pascal said all of man's problems stem from his inability to sit alone with himself in a room. Sorry guys, let me dive back in the chat. Let me dive into the chat.
Being lazy about cleaning your apartment. No serious.
An ad just popped up, and I am lazy about cleaning up my townhouse. All right. Sissy says, well stated, Yogi. Thank you. I don't remember what I stated. Let's see. DTI Project says, you're looking like Uncle John. From Uncle John's band, he had one question, as our friend Long John pointed out a little while back. Are you kind? Uncle John's band. All I want to know is, are you kind? Earth is cool today. It's a little bit cooler for us too. So I'll walk by the river and see if I can do any cleaning. Sounds like a good day, Lee. Shirley says, Yogi, did we learn to do that from the nuns too? Catholic thinking? Yes, Catholic thinking is very much steeped in guilt. And if you're guilty, you have to do something to not be guilty. You have to pay penance. You have to do this and do that. You have to confess. But where does that fit in to Psalm 43? Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. There's no doing there. There's no penance in there. There's just sitting still in the reality of our connection, of who we are. Do you want to know God? Don't be busy. Don't go out and do stuff. This is why Jesus says to be in the world but not of the world. So your hands might be busy, but your heart is at peace. So your thoughts might be busy, but you are the stillness that resides beneath every thought. Be still and know. You need to do nothing. Let's bring up the Tao Te Ching real quick. It's been a little bit since we've read from the Tao. And then maybe we'll bring up the Bhagavad Gita. And then we'll call it a morning. The Tao Te Ching calls it Wu Wei. Wu Wei literally means doing nothing. It's not about idleness. Effortless action. When you are aligned. Remember, Course in Miracles says, I need do nothing is an alliance. It's an alliance with the Holy Spirit. I make a mess out of everything. Literally. I make a mess out of everything that I touch. Somewhat. Varying degrees of mess. Hi, Jessica. Jessica, I hope you're feeling better today, my friend. I'd literally make a mess out of everything. I could not have quit drinking. Me? No, no way. I was addicted. I was a drunk. I was in a slow descent into drinking myself to oblivion. And I would have kept doing it. However, I was given the gift of grace. I was given the gift of sobriety. It just happened to me. I didn't pursue it. I didn't seek it. I didn't ask for it. It just came to me. I was ready. I had been practicing meditation. I had been practicing prayer. I had been laying a foundation for that moment. And when the moment presented itself, I had the awareness to step into it. But had I chased after it, it wouldn't happen. Our friend North can probably relate very well to this. Nature doesn't make a mess. Lee spends his day cleaning up the mess that we've made, not the mess that nature made. Some might look at something after a storm and say, well, this is a mess. No, that's just nature reorganizing itself. The mess is the trash we leave behind, our tendency to over-civilize everything and not let nature be nature. But guess what? We are nature as well. Be still. Hey, Susanna. He says, I'm fighting ego and addiction. Oops, sorry, everything skipped. Skid says, I will get to that, Lee. I'm going to find, oh, there it is. I'm fighting ego and addiction on my own thoughts. I can't even get on a bus without impatiently waiting to get on. Lee, what if you didn't fight any longer? What if everything was okay? What if everything was okay? What if your impatience was okay? What if your addiction was okay? What if your thoughts were okay in this moment? Because here's the thing, you are not your thoughts, you are not your impatience, you are not your addiction. Those are things that are happening, and if something's happening, they can just as easily not happen. They can just as easily not happen. But it won't not happen if your thoughts are continuously on the things that you think you're doing wrong. Relax. Relax. If you guys want a great spiritual principle to live your life by, relax. Let go and let what's your higher every 12-step program, faith in a higher being and a higher purpose. Course in Miracles talks about the Holy Spirit because sometimes it seems too much for us to surrender to God. So we have a mediator, that holy voice that connects us to our connection. We're never disconnected from God except by our beliefs. But our beliefs aren't real, they're just a selective thought that keeps us separate. In the absence of that belief of being separate, we wouldn't need the Holy Spirit. But the beliefs are there. Lee and Skits, what if you just surrendered? What if you said, I can't do this. I can't fight my thoughts. I can't fight my ego. I can't fight my addiction because I keep giving in. But there is a greater source in which I am connected to where there is no problems already. Nature doesn't have a problem, and you are nature. The Tao doesn't have a problem, and you are the Tao. The Holy Spirit doesn't have a problem, and you are divinely connected to and as the Holy Spirit. You are as God made you. You're not as you made yourself, and you made the addiction. This isn't to blame. This is to accept responsibility, your ability to respond. Why would being here make you a loser, though, Skits? All of that is a thought. And in the absence of the thought that spending time here makes you a loser, guess what? Spending time here makes you someone who is loved and cherished. Spending time here makes you a friend, makes you what we call someone in a holy relationship, that we get to choose each other. Skits, if I had to travel the world to find someone that I could choose to spend time with, guess what? I would choose you. And North and Lee and Shirley and Jessica and Sniper. I might not choose Runner Boy. I would choose Runner Boy. For some reason, I love throwing Runner Boy just briefly under the bus before I yank him back out again. I would choose Lucy. I would choose Jessica. I would choose Muhammad. Hey, Muhammad. And I most certainly would choose Kat. Sorry. I had to give myself a moment of beaming in the thought of Kat. Johnny says, hey, Johnny Cash. What's up? Someone on YouTube made me snap in my mind, but I am calm now. It was another stream. Well, I'm glad that you have returned to your sense of peace. That's the thing. We're already at peace. But then we identify with that fleeting thought, with that flashing thought of anger, that flashing thought of irritation, that flashing thought of impatience. We latch onto it and we hold it and we cherish it. You can just as easily let it go. Muhammad says, Iran will not submit easily. It is a stubborn and very dangerous country. I and all my people suffered from it. In 2006, the killing was based on identity and sectarianism. Iran must be silenced. Prayers, Muhammad. Prayers to you. Prayers to you and your country. Prayers to the Middle East. Just to me. Why? Why would I choose you, Jessica? I absolutely love you. I love Jessica. I love your woundedness, and the holiness that lies beneath that wound, that is always seeking to heal and to heal and to heal. I love the beautiful comments that you leave on my shorts, because it just shows you're always seeking peace. You're always seeking love. You're always seeking to be who you are. I see you, Jessica. I see that. I see that peeking through. I see the lovingness of your soul. And my prayer is always, my daily prayer is always, can I truly see you guys? He says, thank you, Yogi. I love you and your beautiful soul. One thing to consider, Lee, anything that you see in me is a reflection of who you are, good or bad. Take that. So if you see that's an old bald guy talking nonsense, hey, it's just a reflection. But if you see any little sign of beauty, it's not me, guys. It's your reflection. Muhammad says, I mean, as a government. Understood, Muhammad. Hey, Muhammad, you never have to explain yourself. Again, you're someone else. We all know you. We all know your loving heart. He says, sending bright blessings to each and every one today. Be safe and enjoy what the day brings. You too, my friend. We got to end the live stream in just a minute. Did I miss Kat coming in? Again? I was hoping she was sleeping in. Actually, I don't see Kat on the list. Kat, my big YouTube sister, and Yogi, my big YouTube brother. That's what we're here for, Lucy. If I've missed any comments, I apologize. Johnny says, Johnny Cash, a guy in that another stream said, did you hurt yourself today, Johnny? And it was about my past life. Oh, from Hurt, yep. The song name Hurt when I was Johnny Cash and snapped in my head. And I'm peaceful now. I'm glad you're back being peaceful. Hey, Anna, good morning. She says, Dear Jessica and anyone I missed, I'm concerned about my skits, so sorry if I didn't properly greet you. Shirley, we are joining you in sending love to skits. Oh, gotcha. Thank you, Lucy. Just acknowledging Kat as my big sister. Kat's my heart. Sissy said, agape omni love to all. Yes. All right, with that, I'm going to head out and take my walk. Sissy says, good morning, beautiful sister Anna. North says, Skits is a brother to us, and we all hope to be okay and find peace to go on to the next day. Thank you, North. Sample says, has YouTube stolen my capital S again? I hope not. Shirley says, well said, North. Thank you. Thank you, Lucy. Lucy, keep enjoying your birthday. We'll sing to you again. Anyone who wants to come up on the live stream this afternoon or this evening and sing happy birthday to Lucy, please do so. It is, hey, today's a day of celebration. All right. My other shoe is on. I'm going to see everyone later. I love you guys. Remember, relax. You are already healed. You're already whole. You are already connected. You're already in heaven. The more you relax to that, the more you surrender to that, the better everything flows. If you have problems, if you are uninspired, if you are feeling separate and alone, if you are judging yourself, if you're fighting addiction, if you're fighting the ego, if you're fighting your thoughts, relax. Beneath all that fighting, beneath all that busyness, be still and know. That's your connection. Be still and know I am. Everything stems from I am. M is your connection to God. I am. Before I am is Brahma. Before I am is God. After I am is God. I am is that which connects you to divinity itself. Be still and know I am. Be still and know that you are not your addictions, you are not your thoughts, you are not your ego. You are not your judgment against yourself, you're not your judgment against your brothers and sisters. You are divine, undisturbed peacefulness itself. You are loved. And in my very, very best moments, which happen from time to time, I know that I love you without a shadow of a doubt. I love you, and I love you with a capital Y.